licensed professional clinical counselor. I've really always been drawn to people since a very young age, and always wondered about the adults in my life and what they had been through, because people I interacted with seemed hurt or broken in some way. And when I got into college, my best friend died in a car accident, and I suddenly felt broken as well. I finally understood what could happen in someone's life to lead them down a path that wasn't one they thought it would be. So that made me interested in becoming a therapist and helping people heal from those parts of them that feel broken for whatever reason, so that they can feel like a whole person again. I'm drawn to working with individuals who have gone through any sort of loss. I think we tend to think grief comes as a result of just a death, but grief can come from so many different types of changes, losses, transitions, whether that be in some lifelong dream you had that you never got to see through. It could be a change in identity, from moving from single to in a couplehood, or from being not a parent to a parent. These are very big changes in our lives that we're kind of expected to just move on to the next chapter without really acknowledging the chapter that came before, or what we thought was going to happen for our life down the road. And when a change or loss happens, it has a ripple effect, and we need to process those ripples and what we thought might happen, and why we're having a hard time with where we actually are now. So I really like working with loss and grief, and it doesn't even need to be death specific. I also really enjoy working with parents and going through kind of that transition, and the difficulties of being a parent, but also the joys of being a parent, and giving you really that hour to just disconnect from wearing that extra parent hat that you're always wearing minute by minute. And aside from that, I like to work with people who are just experiencing not feeling like themselves. And often we don't feel like ourselves when we're going through symptoms of anxiety and depression, or have been through a significant trauma that took us off center or off track from who we are as a whole person. I tend to be pretty calm and stable and a comforting presence to people. But I also like to bring in who I am as a human being, which is, I think I'm pretty funny, and I think it's important to allow yourself to feel and be genuine to your internal experience. So I try to kind of show my clients that if I can be me in the room, you're allowed to be you as well. I believe the main purpose of therapy is for someone to feel fully seen and heard in what they've been through or what they're going through. So my number one goal in meeting with someone is to make sure that they feel that the first time we meet each other and every time after that. Beyond having them feel seen and heard in their whole experience, I hope that the relationship creates space for connection, not only between myself and the person who's coming to meet with me, but I also like to help them regain connection with themselves. And beyond that, I really go at the client's pace of what they're looking for. Sometimes those two pieces of connection and feeling seen and heard is really what they need. And for other clients, it can look like wanting to reach some specific goals of symptom reduction, or creating specific change in their lives. So I really like to go at someone's pace and where they want to end up by the time we finish our therapy together. I think first and foremost, meeting the client where they are at. So we call that client-centered approach. Really going at your pace, making sure you feel safe and comfortable, and really kind of acting as a companion alongside you as you do more self-exploration and be able to verbalize your feelings and process your experience. Aside from that, I bring in a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy techniques. I think a lot of times we have no awareness of all the thoughts that go through our mind in a given minute, moment, day, and those thoughts have an impact. And I like to help clients kind of shine light on how their thought processes are actually affecting their day-to-day life. So I find that intervention to be incredibly helpful. In addition to being able to recognize a feeling that you're having at a particular moment, or connect with a way in which a reaction you're having symptomatically or in your body could be connected to a past trauma or a significant event that you've been through. So cognitive behavioral therapy is pretty key for me. And then I do believe in the power of someone being able to tell their story. Telling a story of something we've been through helps us to get it out from inside of ourselves. So I do also take a narrative therapy approach and support people in coming up with really more of a coherent, cohesive story of maybe something they went through in their past, so that as they take steps forward, they're able to revisit that without it feeling like it totally takes them over or brings them back. Yeah, I'm hesitant to immediately say I'm a mom, but it is so much of my identity, from sometimes having like yogurt stains on my clothes by the time I get to work, down to like sometimes I've had very few hours of sleep at night, and I give so much of my full self to these two little beings that I absolutely love, and being a parent is also exhausting, so it's a huge part of my identity. But aside from that, I really love to cook. I'm known, my partner knows me as being able to make the perfect bite. So when there's different ingredients on a plate, like a salad or I don't know, some sort of dish, I make the perfect bite by getting each component on the fork or the spoon so that you can taste the whole dish in just one bite. So I'm known for that. And I really love to create with my hands, so I like to craft. Cooking is one of those things, and my family is also very musical, so there's guitars, record players, music is constantly playing, or we're singing, or we're playing instruments. So those are all kind of what's happening on the day-to-day for me. I'm not from here. I've kind of lived all around, but most recently moved here from Colorado, from after being here prior. So I've gone back and forth between the two states, and so happy to be back near the ocean and in really nice weather. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day to learn a little bit more about me. I hope that I get to meet you soon and learn a little bit more about you.